Probably. Bye, red
Like,
ears.
like when you work at Disney wearing nothing but like this like sweat and dirt matted polyester, the first like the best feeling ever is getting home and just be like, just ripping it all off the second you get through the door.
Doodle, you might have seen me there because I've been at Disney since 2012, so you could have.
Eat a bag a day.
I was at Disney last year. The monorail was having problems. And it was going like half. Yes.
Yeah, that's like every day.
That's every day.
That's not rare. All right, we need to get the.
Beta, Leah, you know you're gone to get a flock of people on the train now, right?
All right, so.
If you guys can find me, I'm not generally at the same place every single day, so I can be at Epcot, the Transportation and Ticket Center, Magic Kingdom, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, or the Contemporary. So I could be at 6 different places.
All right, we're sending the Focke-Woofs out. Close air support need to get moved back. They're not supposed to be there. Look at these fucking Stukas though. They've been fighting in Russia for so long. They are nothing but experience. 94%. Stuk, you haven't really missed too much. We've basically just been going through the motions of bringing everyone back to Germany and preparing for I don't know, American Day in Normandy. Also we send the 5th Army down to Iran.
Doodle, finding Leah's like finding Waldo. It kind of is because I'm gonna get
There's
lost
so
in a bunch of my
many
guests.
people there.
Yeah. All aboard the Mrs. Mandic Express.
Oh my. I like the sound of that.
How many experiences does the Army have?
Well, experience is calculated individually for each brigade each brigade has its own individual experience.
Dual wielder, what kind of nipple piercings will you get? Are there different kinds of nipple piercings?
Oh,
there are indeed. Yes, there are. Either vertical or horizontal.
Well, I mean, you could do it anyway.
You're gonna get it. Horizontal.
I'm not getting nothing.
Those soldiers have single-handedly made a scalp rack of Russians.
Yeah, really. All right, so what we're gonna do? So maybe we should let's take the Storm Labradors, which is like the most some of the finest units we have. Let's send all of the Storm Labradors to Normandy.
Theta, the only thing cooler than meeting Aaliyah would be shaking Ben's hand.
What if you could do both? Haha! Meet and greets. When we get to Europe.
Pierce's balls.
No!
That's just mean, man.
No! My body's a temple. Shoot.
Ben should get a fidget spinner nip.
What is the total Russian casualties?
So I can just sit here while he's streaming and go like this.
I'm guessing the total Russian casualties were around 40 million. I'm not exactly sure. You'd have to ask El Contador.
I think Buttersnaps would love to give stories about when we worked at Monorails.
You owe them some stories now. You told them there'd be stories.
Mrs. Magnus, you can also get nipple ring spikes and custom nipple piercings. Oh my god!
We just got a bunch of tech unlocked for our planes.
Better than the tassels.
See what hey, Mouth of Sauron. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, gifted. Chris gifted a gift to Mouth of Sauron.
Aw. The only thing cooler than shaking Ben's hand is shaking two Ben's hands. Podcast. Buttersnaps said podcast is up. Podcast can't officially be up Buttersnaps until I can actually give them all the info that they quite deserve and would probably like.
Alright, whoop, back down to the bottom. All my planes need to be upgraded. Assault guns, I think those are set now. Heavy assault guns, there we go. What are our assault guns actually? What kind of guns are they? Boo-doo. That's heavy artillery, self-propelled artillery. Still just a bison. Well, we got assault guns, which are late model Stugs. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Buddy. Wanna go say hi, buddy? Okay, so the regular assault guns are Stugs. I'm assuming the heavy ones are Elephants? No, they're just Stug 42s. Oh, okay.
Well, you know, you have heard, ow. I can't tell them about some things, but you can tell them.
About
you
what?
did kind of tease them with the hotel comment.
Yeah, people kill themselves at Disney sometimes, and Disney covers it up. And you know, like you'll be driving by the monorail, and it's just like, oh, there's a white claw stained red on the pavement, all splattered and goopy. When I worked at school, I delivered supplies to a tattoo and piercing shop. Oh my! So he knows his way around nipple piercings. Giggity.
Oh, Dual Wielder does?
That's what it says. And we're actually starting to get those upgrades down too.
Yeah, it's great when we get questions like, so did that person really jump off of whatever floor at the Contemporary?
Did you jump off the roof?
It was the 4th floor.
Oh, that's bad. That's not that. That's only 50 feet.
No, it was still a good distance.
The 4th floor is 50 feet.
It's still a good distance.
It's 50 feet.
Well, the monorail, my platform, the monorail platform is technically, are those committing suicide employees?
Guests.
Eat a bag a day.
Eat a bag a day.
Christ, are labor laws and inspections not done at Disney, or are they stifling money to Florida?
Disney is in charge of policing itself.
Employees or guests? He has to answer that.
Who has to answer what?
Is it employees or
I already
guests?
did. It's guests. Usually it is. Well, I don't know any stories about any employees doing it, so you'll have to take that one then.
I can't take that one.
Ooh, we could definitely kill the Danes. Hitler meets with donuts.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, I gotta start laying down some keels. What's 50 feet in meters? 20? Ish?
That's a man.
Something like that?
Don't look at me, I don't know. Didn't someone hang themselves in the Small World ride?
I
never heard that.
How could you possibly do that?
I guess you could if you got on one of the hanging ones.
But like a guest wouldn't be able to do that. That'd have to be an
Yeah,
employee.
that'd have to be a cast member though.
Eat a bag a day.
Difference between BDSM and Disney is the pain is voluntary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Well, we have a little bit of info on England here. We could blast the crap out of
shit.
London again.
Theta, my sister got caught shoplifting at Magic Kingdom in 2012 and black flagged from the park.
Ah! Kerploosh, kerploosh, bloosh. Keep hitting London. Bits for Blitz.
Any
Bits
spooky
for
Disney
Blitz.
stories? Supposedly there's a ghost on Pirates. You can tell them about that.
I don't know that story.
Yeah, supposedly if they don't tell this, it's supposedly this ghost of one of the cast members haunts the Pirates of the Caribbean, and if they don't tell him goodnight every night, the ride will break down the next morning.
That's just super. Every ride has their superstition.
Which the funny thing about the Pirates of the Caribbean ride breaking down is that it breaks down like every single day. On 3 occasions, I found penis-shaped piercings. What? What is the British national unity? George, thank you, Buttersnaps. George is the ghost in Pirates of the Caribbean. So if they don't say goodnight to George, the ride breaks down the next day. Which apparently they don't say goodnight to him a lot because that ride breaks down just about every single day, a few times a day.
Like in Haunted Mansion, the superstition was that you had to say goodnight to the Raven and good morning every day, or he'd break the ride. So when you were doing the walkthrough every morning, you'd go up to him and just pet his head.
Hi, handsome. You're so handsome.
In Disneyland, some of the human skulls used in like pirates and stuff are real human skulls. They're not in Disney World, but they are in Disneyland.
The food at the African restaurant is disgusting in Magic Kingdom. Which one? Tusker House?
There's a million restaurants.
He's got to be talking about Tusker House.
I don't fucking know what he's talking about.
How much do the Soviets become the Reich?
What?
Does Disney also have bad management with rides, or is there some underpaying?
Oh, Disney's management is garbage from top to bottom.
Oh, one of my managers tried telling me that if you tell them anything, I get in trouble for it.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Shouldn't you be able to say anything?
I can say whatever I don't work there. I can say whatever the fuck I fucking fuck. Disney can suck a big dick. Disney can't eat a bag of...
Butter snaps. The entire Magic Kingdom is Africa themed. You gotta be more specific than that.
Well, guys, we actually we got a Kriegsmarine going. We laid down the Lutzow, the Karl, the Friedrich Karl.
High bombs for Brits.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be dropping marijuana all over them. The Rune, the Beowulf, the Vonderton, the Molteki, and the Gerben have all been laid down. 4 heavy cruisers and 3 battle cruisers. We're actually Luftwaffing and Kriegsmarining.
That's so sad. I mean, killing yourself is sad enough, but killing yourself at Disney is even worse, as it usually means that they wanted to die in the last place they had fun. Where, yeah, that's a lot of what we've heard.
Some of it is people are depressed and their families will take them to the happiest place on earth to cheer them up. And then, you know, if they have social anxiety or agoraphobia or something like that, it's not going to make it better. It's going to make it worse. And you know, sometimes, like, if you're feeling depressed and you're walking around and you're seeing all these happy people around you, it doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel worse. And then they decide that, okay, I guess I'll just off myself here.
Darpy face, just say you broke up with Mr. Magnus so you won't get in trouble.
There you go.
How many people work at Disney World? I think it's up to 70,000 now.
Around 70,000 for all the parks and everything to go around with it.
I know my way around all kinds of piercings and tats because of my former delivery job. But I also have a few tats myself. Yeah, I have a few piercings. Ben has 1 tattoo. I have 4. And a few piercings. I think 10 piercings total is what I have.
You know what I just did? I told the 5th Army to fuck off after telling them to fuck on. I need the 5th Army back.
Ben, remember Iran.
Yeah, I know. I got troops going down this way. I told them all to move over here and then told them all to move away from there because I forgot what we were doing. More V2s for England. Yeah, we're really cranking on the
This
V2s.
stream took a very sad turn. You know what's really kind of sad, though, is that Disney covers a lot of this stuff up. Because it's obviously not very good press to be like, oh, you know, we had people that...
After you quit, you could show them, like, pictures of smashed monorails and stuff.
Shh. I definitely haven't sent you those.
Nope.
Doodle, Ben is going to have a few piercings by the end of the month.
That's up to you guys.
When I quit Disney, I'm going to be getting 2 piercings. Not those.
Oh.
They're paying for you to get nipple piercings done, not me.
Small arms manufacturing. Although we're manufacturing large arms now.
Dual wielder. Would you pay for Leah to get piercings if you do? Because I remember someone commenting on it.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes piercings. She gets those every couple months now. They're still working on the new emotes. Yeah, it's gonna take a little while. I need like 2 weeks to get those up. Alright, we gotta make sure that none of these are actually real units.
Smashed monorails explain. If you guys wanted to explain, you gotta ask him because I can't talk about it.
So the monorails got an automated system installed that was supposed to make them safer. So it was supposed to take the control out of the hands of fallible humans and give control to a machine, a computer that can control them better. And during like one of the first tests of it, there was one monorail on a line, and they took it. They put the a new refitted monorail on the line behind the other one, and one was at the bottom of a hill, and one was at the top of the hill. And they're like, okay, let's just test this shit out.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That's basically what happened. The brakes failed.
The brakes failed, but it was being towed. One of the other train was being towed at the time, and the tow tractor was the problem.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
It's usually actually the tow tractors that cause the issues. I've definitely never sent him pictures.
Because that's not allowed.
Definitely never done it.
Not allowed, hon. You can't do that.
Never done it.
It's not allowed. I just said that. Guys, we're actually
Butter snaps is easy to find on the news. Indeed it is. Well, at this point, I'm starting to think that Ben and wife are setting up a scheme to just for Disney to pay them hush money. No, if Disney ever finds this out, Disney will fire me. Doodle, yes, because machines are infallible. I mean, just look at how flawlessly Windows 10 works.
I love Windows 10. It doesn't update itself at inopportune moments at all.
Oh, thank God. I thought someone died.
Well, people have. It's happened before. Build more IC with your extra IC. I don't have any extra IC. It's all getting every single bit of it's getting used. And remember, it takes IC to build IC. So that means it's going to take about 3 years of in-game time before the time spent building a factory is paying off. So it won't be until the late 40s until that would be worth it.
Big deal, you're planning on quitting anyway? Yes, in a couple months. Let's see. Has anyone ever ridden in the front of the monorail? And not at Disneyland, at Disney World, has anyone ever ridden in the front? And not Butter Snaps, because of course you're ridden in the front.
We're gonna V all of the 2s. I like vengeance weapons.
Are you guys going to get a matching set of 4 nipple piercings? Butter Snaps, I said not you. Of course you're ridden in the front. Sauron, have you ridden in the front in the last 10 years? No, 8 years.
What do we just build?
Dual Wielder wants to know if we're gonna get a matching set.
No.
So, most of you, no, you wouldn't have ridden in the front in the last 8 years. The reason why I say that is because no one is allowed to ride in the front anymore. Period.
For a reason.
For a reason. In fact, I am not allowed to sit in the front. I work there. I am not allowed to sit in the front. Unless I am driving the monorail, I am not allowed to sit in the front.
Look at all these happy Germans coming back to Berlin for vacation. Is the Brussels airport, you have a miniature V2, they have a miniature V2 prototype?
Post office, you get run over.
That's pretty cool.
Disney will not allow you to ride in the front anymore, and it has not in...
A while. 6, 7 years?
It's been over that. It's been about... What's this year? 2018, and it happened in 2009. So it's going on 9 years. Well, is it because of the sex in the front of the monorail? No.
A bang, 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 to bang. Is that a bang, 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 to bang?
I think I can talk about it, because I can talk about it, right?
What?
What happened?
Banging?
No, what happened that no one's allowed to sit in the front, because it's common knowledge.
Yeah, it's, you can just Google it. It's there.
Yeah, actually sit with the pilot. So if you went to Disney World, and you used to be able to until 2009, July 2009, you were able to sit in the front of the monorail, and you are no longer allowed to do that. July 4th, actually. Right, Butter Snaps? July 4th? It was either July 3rd or July 4th.
I don't care if the British are just walking into Who's Its Land over here. Doesn't fucking matter. Although I'm loving hitting Berlin. London, I know what capitals are. I'm loving hitting London with doodles. Not actual doodle bugs. Just V2s. That's such a cute name, Doodlebug.
So the reason why you're no longer allowed to sit in the monorail is because of an accident that happened. Yeah, the early mornings of July 4th, yeah. So, probably about 2:30, I think, words of advice, Benjamin. Never look at videos with Hitler, the comments are terrible.
Oh god, I know. Don't look at the comments of my first episode ever of Hearts of Iron 4.
So I want to say,
Nazi
probably about
shit show.
2:30 in the morning of July 4th, 2009, a family of 5, I believe, asked to sit in the front of the monorail. They were turned down because at the time you can only fit, it was a family of 4, could fit in the cab, so they decided to sit, I want to say in the first car, they decided to sit in. And it's a good thing because at the time, when we did our switches, so to switch monorail beams, at the time we were allowed to have guests in the train, which you're no longer allowed to now. So they were doing a switch. I blame ISIS. So they were doing a switch, and a lot of things happened that shouldn't have. And Monorail Pink and Monorail Purple collided into each other, and the pilot of one of them, Butter Snaps might know, but the pilot of one of them was crushed, and he died later of his injuries. So Now you will no longer sit in the front. NTSB has said no, and it will no longer happen.
You know when you say that stuff, they don't know what you're talking about.
What?
NTSB.
National Transportation Safety Board. Most people know what the NTSB is.
Nobody who doesn't work in transportation knows what that means.
So yeah, a lot of death and despair goes on at Disney.
It's not the happiest place on earth. It's where dreams and lives go to die.
Leah, do you know who the only entity is in the U.S. that buys more explosives? No.
So I don't know. What kind of question is that?
Scout says I don't work in transport and I know NTSB. Thank you, Scout. I knew, but I had probably read too much. I know the NTSB. Apparently, they do know the NTSB.
They're lying.
Do you need a driver's license to operate the monorail? No, you just need to be 18 years old and able to work in the United States.
Do you think an entire army group is too much to take on Denmark? Ooh, espionage. Yeah, let's espionage. I sent a million men to the Danish border.
Yeah, they say that at the airport all the time. Doodle, Jesus Christ, Disney sounds like it's nearing the saddest place on earth. Ben, do you ever watch 24?
Not since the first season aired when I was in junior high.
Disney buys more than the government? I don't know that I believe that.
Explosives? Why would Disney need fireworks?
Fireworks.
Every single day, fireworks.
Yep, he's right.
Every single day. From multiple parks. Massive shows.
The only entity in America that buys more explosives than Disney is the U.S. Armed Forces.
Disney sounds like I feel you know, like people are all worried about with like gun control and stuff, like the government taking their weapons away. I need my guns to fight the government if it ever comes to it. I think you guys should be more worried about Disney overthrowing the country.
Try and do better than the historical Germans and defeat Denmark in 5 hours.
That's not possible in this game. Well, I mean, you could if you just dropped paratroopers on Copenhagen and there was nobody there.
So yeah, if you guys are ever at Disney and want to take the monorail, and you see me, more than likely I'm screaming at people to move all the way down the platform, so you'll probably hear my big mouth before you actually see me.
Let's say, if anybody comes to Disney and they see you, they're not just gonna be, you're gonna be yelling at them.
We must lynch the mouse.
Are you going the British in Central Russia? I think I know what that's supposed to mean. I got troops over there. I'm just basically waiting for them to form up.
Disney, Walmart, and Comcast would have to fight it out to overthrow the government. Is Denmark in the Allies?
I don't think so, but they will be when I declare war on them. Super heavy tank designs. We're gonna get our mouses. Our many meese. We're gonna get our meese, gentlemen. Oh, the back.
So I could tell them some stories.
Sure,
like
knock
some
yourself out.
horror guest stories, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen some really weird shit at Disney. People have different customs depending on where they are, you know, depending on where they're from. So when I sit there and I see a family that allows their child to sit on the platform, I tell them to get off of the floor. I cannot tell you how many times people think it's okay to put like a potty chair, like if they're potty training their child, to put like a potty chair on the ground and just let their kid piss. The amount of puke that I've seen.
Blood, feces.
Blood.
Eat a bag of
People
dicks.
leave Denmark alone. No deal! Thanks, Blue Shark. Is this all the Sturm Labradors?
Women are disgusting. There's nothing like one of your male coworkers coming over to you and going, I think that woman has her period. Yeah, it's nasty.
Oh, there's this one time when I was working at Winnie the Pooh, somebody got sick and puked in the ride vehicle. And then they decided that the best thing for them to do in this situation was to lean over the side of the ride vehicle and puke all throughout the entire ride. It took 2 hours to clean up. 2 hours. I mean, it was fun. It was from my point of view, it was fine because I got to dick off for 2 hours, so it didn't matter to me. But no, the guests weren't happy about that. Or you know what's really common? women who have their periods at Disney and then don't use anything.
That's what I was just saying.
You just get people get up out of a ride vehicle and there's just be a blood spot. You have to close the vehicle down.
We have to close the whole, like, depending on if it's obviously it's in a car, we have to close that whole car down.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Dravin, when I worked at Subway, I once had to clean the women's bathroom, found a bloody tampon once stuck to the wall. That's the worst story I've got. That is nasty.
Women are, I don't know why, but women are disgusting. They think it's just cool. I don't know what it is. They think it's just cool to, like, shit all over bathrooms for some reason. Women's rooms are terrible.
Burn it with napalm.
Medium tank destroyers, heavy tank destroyers, climb rate focus.
Well, and they always seem to find the men, too.
What do you mean? Like,
they always want to tell the men about, I'm sorry, you need to clean that car. And then he has to go in the car and see it, and the guys are, like, absolutely mortified. Yeah. So they'll come over and be like, Leah, can you come look at this? No?
No, I'm not gonna come fucking look at it.
I don't want to look at my own mess. I'm not looking at somebody else's. I can confirm that women's bathrooms are 100 times more worse than men's.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Women's bathrooms are disgusting.
They're awful.
At Six Flags, the gay pride night and the nights that the ultra-Orthodox Jews rented out of the park were hell to deal with.
Gay days at Disney are... We're perfectly fine for me. Hey, Chris. I used to clean bathrooms. I can confirm women are gross. Yeah. Gay days at Disney were fine for me because I just spend all day getting hit on, which is flattering. So I'm fine with that. The absolute worst day to ever work, Night of Joy, when the Christians take over the park. The Christians are the worst fucking people ever. They're horrible. Horrible.
Who are you fighting just now? They want to know.
The British have a couple divisions that were stationed in Iran. More V2s.
Disney, the security here is really heavy, but at Disney you should bring in handguns and bombs basically without any trouble. They hardly ever check the bags. Don't get me started on that.
Yep, the security's terrible. Terrible. Like, remember, it was probably about 8-9 months ago, there was this big kerfuffle about, and it was all over the news about how a security officer at Disney stopped a guy from bringing in a handgun. He had a loaded revolver in his pocket, and security noticed it and asked him to bring it out. No. And then there's this big to-do about how security at Disney's wonderful because they stopped this weapon from coming in. But I can't tell you how many cast members I know that have stories about just like, oh yeah, I was just cleaning up at night and I found a loaded gun in the side of one of the ride vehicles that someone lost. And
okay, why are the Christians so bad? I want to address this because so at Night of Joy, it's this huge thing where they bring the Christians in and whatnot. And so when you go onto the Haunted Mansion, there are certain rides that are rather dark, and so there are certain rides that are rather dark that you can dick around on. And when I say dick around on,
I mean she means put penises in mouths.
I mean that at the Haunted Mansion and on other rides, there will be people behind doorways telling the teenagers to stop sucking dick. No, I am not joking. The Christians have this thing with liking to blow people on
condom cleanup. The condom cleanup the next day for the custodials is
awful. That's nasty.
Awful. Condoms everywhere.
So grad night was really bad with that because you had a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-olds, 16-year-olds dicking around and having sex.
Literally dicking around.
And then Night of Joy, it is the same thing. The Christians that are very Christian-y and, you know, save sex for marriage are getting down and dirty on rides. This
is not an understatement in the slightest bit. Some rides, security run by Worf. Some rides literally have eye slits cut into the walls, so that cast members stand behind them with an auto stop button. So when they see the dicks out, they go put them away.
Sounds like out in the park night at Six Flags, only we kept having to kick people out of the bathrooms.
The Battle of Lear. Yeah, 15th doodles getting doodled.
Isn't that sinful?
So many cocks.
The Christians are the fucking absolute worst ever.
Awful. Awful people to deal with. Awful.
Why would you fuck in a park? That's really weird. Because it's the whole, I think it's the whole
It's
be
dangerous.
fruitful and multiply online teacups ride.
Well, see, the funny thing is the Haunted Mansion is an 8-minute ride. I don't think most of those kids need 8 minutes. The teacups is 80 seconds. That's plenty of time for them.
For some reason, it always seems like the repressed people are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Hey, you're the one with I don't remember anybody sucking dick in my high school's, like in-school grounds.
Okay, before they sit there and think that it's me, it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't her. It was other
So,
people.
what was that why the ride got stopped 15 times in Haunted Mansion last time I went?
No, chances...
Probably not.
Chances are it got stopped 15 times because guests are dumb. You know, do you want to tell them some of the cultural issues we deal with?